Hi, I'm Meg Loeks, and this is PhotoVision. Today we have Bridget here with us, and we have a mid-century theme. As you can see, it's very, very colorful. We've got a vintage hair dryer that I brought in along with a vintage chair, and then this beautiful pink bowed-in dress. You can see there's just a very colorful pattern on it. So in general, this is a triadic color scheme with the green backdrop that I've made, the yellow hair dryer and chair, and then her pink dress. This is our beautiful model, Bridget, who is going to be posing for us today. So basically what I'm going to do here is change up my lighting, show different lighting setups. I'm going to start really simple, and then I'm going to build. And I'll show you a few different things and techniques that I like to do to kind of make light a little bit more interesting and a little bit more dynamic. I'm also going to be using some gels here today just to enhance the overall mood, change up the color a little bit. I will be going over where I pull ideas from. So we're going to be talking about inspiration. I pull ideas from lots of different places, lots of different art mediums, whether it's classic paintings, music, film, vintage ads. It's really endless. And I will also be discussing brainstorming techniques and things that I do to organize my thoughts and to come up with basically conceptual ideas. As I mentioned earlier, what I like to do is start really simple and then build. So that's what we're going to do here right now. I'm going to start with just one light. I have the Photo A2, which is my favorite light. It's really small, compact. You can see here it has a magnetic head, so it just snaps right on. It's attached to the Photo Click Softbox 2.3 Octa. This is the medium size, so there's three sizes of the Click softboxes. There's the 2.3, and 2.7. So I've got the 2.3 here. I do have the 2.7 here. I'll talk about that in a minute. So this is my key light. It's providing the directional light. It's the strongest strength. So I'm going to place it about right here in front of her. The closer the light is to her, the softer the light. And the strength right now is at 8, which is a typical starting point for me to have it at 8. So with that said, let's get started. Okay. Perfect. I love that. Great. So right off the bat, the light is good, but it's really harsh, too dramatic for me. I tend to gravitate towards softer light, and in this sort of like setting, I really do want soft light. I want soft salon light. So I'm going to add in a fill here. And I typically place my fill right about here, close to where my camera would be. Now you can do your fill in so many other places. You could place it over here if you wanted, but just know that wherever you place it, that changes where the catch light is falling. So I really like to have the key and the fill catch light be next to each other. So that's why I place the fill right near the key. So I have now two catch lights, which are providing a lot of light in the eyes, and it's drawing the viewer right to her beautiful eyes. So that's one thing I'm paying attention to here. And my fill is at 7.5, so slightly lower than the key light. And this will soften the light a little more, so I'm going to go ahead. Perfect. Now that is just really some beautiful light. We've got soft directional lighting. We've got two catch lights in the eyes. Now I want to make the lighting a little bit more interesting. We've got some really beautiful soft light, but let's add in a third light to make things a little bit more dynamic. What I'm going to do here is take another Photo A2. This is 100 watt, so not really strong, but it's all I need typically in my studio setting or within the home. This this does what I need it to do. So I placed the Profoto A2 here on a light stand, and the other thing I've attached to it is the half CTO click gel, and that's going to warm things up a little bit on this light. So I'm going to create some warm backlight with this gel. So I'm going to pop it on the light, and this softbox is the 1x3 strip box. And the reason I like this is just because there's not as much light spill as what you basically would have with, you know, these octa shapes. So I'm getting just like a strip of light here. And place it right here, and I just kind of want it to highlight her on this side. I have my key and my fill over here, so I like to have my backlight be on the shadow side of her because it's going to really pop with it being on the dark side. You'd really not see this warm, beautiful light on the other side because that's where the key is. So in order to have this pop a little bit more, I like to have it again on the shadow side of her. Another, perfect. And now you can see we've got a little bit of like golden light in her hair, on the hair dryer as well. I might even turn this just a little bit more towards her. Back this up just a tad. Okay. And this time I'll have you just have both hands down just in your lap for this one. Perfect. Okay. And now you can see there's a little bit more light in her hair now with me just slightly adjusting that and having it aimed more towards her. Now let's change up the third light. I'm going to add in another Profoto A2 here. So I've just swapped out the 1x3 strip box with the CTO gel, and I'm going to swap it with this one here. So what I'm going to do is it's another Profoto A2, no gel, and what I'm going to do is just bring this up and create some like overhead lighting, like what you would typically see in a salon. And what I want to see here is it just kind of hit the backdrop a little bit, but then also kind of backlight her as well. It's nothing fancy. Obviously, it's bare bulb. There's no modifier on it. But again, I'm just wanting to create this kind of beautiful gradient on the wall behind her and also highlight her a little bit too. Bridget, can I have you scooch over just a little bit to the, yep, right there. Now you're in the center. And bring a hand up again. Perfect. And just shift your head just a little bit more in the middle of the dryer, like this way. Perfect. So you're perfectly center. That's good. Okay. So I love this look. I think I like this even more than the one before just because I love that gradient that I'm getting from that light behind her. There is a lot of that light hitting the wall, the background, and I could adjust things if I wanted to. Like I could tilt the light out a little bit more, maybe towards her, or I could just bring down the strength of the light a little bit. So we'll do that here. I think it was at 6 beforehand. Now I brought it down to 5. Yep, and it's much more subtle now, which I really love. So it's just sort of a balancing act, playing with that and figuring out what strength you like. And again, you could change things up just by moving and adjusting the light. You could also add a modifier if you wanted to. I really just like it as is. I think it works beautifully and it really helps to isolate her from the background. We've slightly shifted the set here. We're going to do a profile shot now. And so with a profile shot, I really love to use strip boxes. So again, I have the Profoto A2 with the 1x3 strip box. And the reason I like to use strip boxes for a profile shot is because I get some beautiful highlighting along her profile here. It's going to highlight those areas along her profile, but then you're going to get some gorgeous shadows on this side of her face, because that light, because it's a strip, it's not going to completely wrap all the way around her. So I'm going to get some beautiful depth and dimension and contrast with this strip, just highlighting her profile and keeping these areas nice and dark. That's what I want to see. And it's also going to really highlight her gorgeous bone structure, all of that. And the nice thing about this too is we can really like alter this to change how the light's falling. So right now I kind of have it at the back here. So kind of like backlighting her, maybe even slightly rim lighting her a little bit. And then I could easily just bring this more forward. And then as I do that, as I bring it more forward, the light's going to start to kind of wrap around her a little bit more. So it sort of just depends on what I like, what I want. So we're going to start with the light back here. And it's currently at 8. Perfect. Okay, so very dramatic lighting, beautiful light along her profile, borderline like backlighting, rim lighting her. But if I wanted that light to wrap around her a little bit more, just bring it a little bit more forward. The next thing I'm going to do here after all of this is I'm going to add in a fill, because I'm not going to just want this one light. It's way too dramatic for a scene like this, a mid-century salon theme. I want to have, again, really soft lighting. But first I'm just concentrating on this key light. Perfect. So now you can see how the light has shifted a little bit now that I've pulled it more forward in front of her. Now that light is starting to kind of reach across her face here just a little bit more. I like either. I mean, I could go either way with those. So it just depends on the kind of look that I'm going for. Now the next thing I want to do is add in a fill. And this is going to be my fill, which is the Profoto B30. And it's attached to the deep white large umbrella here with a diffuser to further soften the light. So I have a nice big fill for this one. And I especially like to use bigger modifiers like this when I want to light the whole body. Now I'm not going to do that here today because I don't want to photograph this floor. I want to avoid having the floor in the photograph because it's not cohesive with the color palette, the theme, all of that. But this is great when, again, I want to light full body and have a fill that's going to soften the shadows, full body, light a big environment, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to place it about here, maybe pull it a little bit further back. And I'm going to have the strength be at, let's start at like 5.5. And let's take another shot here. So we're going to see that directional light from the key, and then the light's going to be softened a little bit. The shadows are going to be softened with this new fill. And just a little bit more contrast, or I could bring it up. I could bring it to like 6. And that's going to really make this a little bit more brighter and lift the shadows even a little bit more here. So you can see just slight shifts, variations, just from changing the strength of the fill. So it's kind of a balancing act, whatever you end up preferring. Now with this said, I've got the key, the fill, and then again, I like to get experimental with the third light, usually either adding in some backlight or some overhead lighting. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to add a third light. We're going to use this overhead one again because I just really love it. I love how the light falls on the backdrop here. And I think it's going to highlight her really beautifully from this profile angle. And that strength is at 5. So nothing too dramatic. So one more shot here. Okay, so it's very, very subtle. There's just a little bit of basically light now falling on the backdrop. Again, a gradient. Because of this overhead light, there's not a ton of that light really falling on her. If I wanted more light falling on her, what I could do is maybe tilt this a little more towards her. I could also up the strength of the light as well, maybe to like 5.5. Let's make sure this one is still at 8. Okay, perfect. Can you bring your hand up one more time? Perfect. So now, again, you can see there's a little bit more of a gradient there because I brought up the strength of that light, that A2. It's now at 5.5 instead of 5. There's also just like a little bit more light kind of falling on her far shoulder there. But again, I love this overall look, especially for a profile shot, because I'm really creating some beautiful separation between her and the backdrop because of this 1x3 strip, because of that overhead light. And then this is just my filler, softening the shadows, bringing out the detail in the shadows.